Welcome everyone to Something to Talk About from the Bainbridge Island Senior Community Center, sponsored by Fieldstone Communities, Bainbridge Island. Fieldstone offers innovative and compassionate care. They're now accepting residents. They also offer day stay and respite programs. Call 360-689-4314 to schedule a tour of Fieldstone's beautifully appointed apartments on Rolling Bay today. I'd also like to take a moment to acknowledge that the Senior Community Center is on the ancestral homeland of the Coast Salish people, specifically the Suquamish tribe, the people of the clear salt water. We honor them and are grateful for their hospitality. So welcome again, those who are watching and joining us today. My name is Katie Auger, and I am the Community Resource Navigator and Program Manager with Island Volunteer Caregivers. I have with me today Joanne Maher, who is our Executive Director. So for those of you watching who are not familiar with Island Volunteer Caregivers, we are a nonprofit on Bainbridge Island. We've been around we're going on around 27 years of service to the community. And what we do is we serve older adults and people with disabilities in a variety of ways. Transportation is one of the big things that we do. We get people to their medical appointments. We get them to different activities around town. Many of our folks actually participate in senior community center activities. So we take folks so that they can get down to the center and participate in activities. We also have volunteers who can do things like go grocery shopping for people or take people to the grocery store. We do prescription pickup, so people who are at home possibly recovering from a procedure or just needing prescription. We have these wonderful volunteers that will go out and pick up those prescriptions and bring them to the person's home. We also have volunteers that will do companionship as well. And so we have folks that can come and visit with people in their homes or make phone calls. We do provide some respite as well for folks that have loved ones living at home that again could just use a friendly face, friendly visitor to be there. And I'll turn the mic over to Joanne too. So Joanne, if you want to jump in to talk a little bit more about IVC and some of the things that we offer in our programs.
Yeah, absolutely, Katie. One of the things that Katie neglected to say, of course, is that we have a wonderful community navigator position, and that is Katie. Katie is able to really answer questions about and navigate for services around the Bainbridge as well as the Kitsap area. She has really wonderful contacts with our partners in our area, including Fieldstone, as well as Care, which is who is a sponsor of ours of IVCs, as well as other agencies, including Area Agency for the Aging. Many services, many things that folks really want to take a few moments to talk through. Katie is a wonderful resource, and we are very, very lucky to have her here at IVC and at the Senior Center. In addition to that, we have done wonderful things around our wellness program. We kind of piloted a wellness program this past year, and it has been tremendous. We are working with a select group of individuals. And the reason and the purpose around the wellness program is to really prevent loneliness and isolation, especially around COVID. We noted that many of our care receivers and many people in our community and nationwide are experiencing kind of this isolation and loneliness feeling. And we're trying to address that by providing a volunteer that provides companionship and even more a relationship, between a care receiver and a volunteer. So we've just launched that, and already we've seen some really positive results. Last year we did a tremendous needs assessment survey throughout the community. We received, I believe, a 14% response rate, which is amazing. We received over 800 surveys back. We looked at all kinds of things that seniors and people with disabilities are needing in our community, and we've shared some of those results with the city and our agency partners, including Helpline, and of course, Bainbridge Island Senior Center. One of the big things, and one more of the immediate things, is we have recognized that seniors need help with emergency preparedness. And we've already launched a project to help solve this issue. And Reed Price and Rita Ellsbury is championing this effort along with IVC, Helpline, and Bainbridge Repair. So watch for that and coming soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Joanne. Yeah, obviously, as you can tell, we've got a lot going on, a lot of exciting things on the horizon. Yeah, and thank you, Joanne, so much for the kind words and for the shout out. And yeah, so with my role with IVC, I do meet with folks one-on-one or family members to talk about different resources in the community. So I'm very happy to be here as a resource for folks, and we'll leave our contact information at the end, but you can either contact the Bainbridge Island Senior Community Center or Island Volunteer Caregivers to get in touch with me. Yeah, and again, I'm happy to meet with folks to talk about resources. Just a few other programs that we have going on at Island Volunteer Caregivers. We do offer a life enrichment program. Lynn Murphy is our wonderful life enrichment coordinator, program manager, and she sets up all sorts of great activities for folks to be able to go to the museums, to participate in different musical events. We have a Creaky Knees walking group as well. So all sorts of exciting things that go on with our life enrichment. We also have a grief support program as well. So folks who have experienced a recent loss of a loved one, Robin Gaffney runs that program. And so that through that program, we have a compassionate companion program where folks can be matched one-on-one with a caring individual to be present and you know, have a compassionate ear to lean on. And then we also have a grief support group that meets throughout the year. Again, if for folks watching that may be interested in those programs, you can contact Island Volunteer Caregivers to get more information on that program. We also have a caregiver support group that we've had in the past. And again, one of the things that sort of changed up a bit during COVID and the pandemic. And so we're really excited to have that starting up again and you know, happening full force here at IVC. A great opportunity for individuals who are caring for a loved one to be able to, you know, have a place to, you know, share with others, to hear from others, to learn about resources that are available. So again, something that's available to folks. And, you know, like I said, we are just getting that going again, but so far that's, it's been wonderful to have that up and running. Joanne, what else can we tell people about IVC? I know we've been over a lot, and like I said, you can tell we've got a lot of things going on. A lot of our programs that have been a part of IVC since the beginning, and then some new and exciting things as well that are happening. Yeah. Oh, and you're on mute, Joanne. Yep.
Sorry about that. Absolutely. I think Katie described many programs that we provide at IVC. And I'm going to give another shout out, and this shout out is to volunteers. Our volunteers are the engine of IVC. We have roughly 300 volunteers led by our wonderful volunteer program manager, April A.V. Trabuco, who has been here for almost a year now, which is amazing. With our 300 volunteers strong, you know, they are amazing. They are the engine behind IVC, as I said, and they go out to care receivers and really do the heavy lifting. They pick up folks, they pick up prescriptions, they aid in our Creaky Knees walking group, but they're really always there for our care receivers. So I will say that we love our volunteers, and we're always looking for additional volunteers. If you are interested in becoming an IVC volunteer, it is fabulous. And the reason why it's fabulous is there's a really low entry point. We don't demand anything from our volunteers other than interest in sharing your compassion with a care receiver. And if you have a little time, it may be an hour a week or an hour a month or an hour a year. It's really in your hands. Whatever time you can devote to volunteering with IVC is acceptable and wonderfully appreciated. So if you'd like to become a volunteer, again, contact us at IVC.
Yes, thank you, Joanne. Absolutely for sharing that. Yeah, our volunteers make us who we are, and we are always looking for new folks to join us. So even if you're just, not quite sure but interested in learning more, we definitely encourage you to reach out. We'd love to share with you the different opportunities that we offer. And like Joanne said, super flexible. We know people have full and busy lives, and it can be hard. So one of the great things is really truly individuals can choose the schedule that works for them, choose the type of requests that work for them. So maybe you're not thrilled to drive all the time, but you would love to be able to visit with somebody in their home, visit with somebody who's maybe at a care facility who could use some extra companionship, participate by volunteering with one of our life enrichment opportunities. Yeah, there's all sorts of different ways to get involved, and we're very happy to have folks.
There's two other things that I'd like to mention, if you have time, Katie.
Please, yes.
We often do many projects throughout the year with our volunteers, and the beauty again about our volunteers is you can work with a care receiver, but you can also do other projects. So two or three programs that I'm thinking about is just recently we had our our Valentine's Day gifting. We had over 300 gifts that we surprise our care receivers with. It was a little gift and a little pick-me-up and caring package that we delivered through our volunteers, over 300 gifts to them. In addition to that, for holiday meals, we often partner with Sportsman Club, as well as with Baby John Senior Center and Rotary. We do our holiday meals program where volunteers pick up meals and deliver meals to our care receivers and seniors in our area who sign up. So that's the other thing that we do often at IVC. And lastly, and what we're famous for, and that's why Katie has beautiful flowers behind her, is our Flowers from the Heart program, where we partner with local flower growers and our volunteers to create beautiful bouquets in the summertime and deliver them to over 600 care receivers, as well as seniors or any individual in our community that needs a little pick-me-up. And we do that every year for over 6 weeks in the summertime. So that was our last program there.
And I am a recipient of all of those things.
Oh.
Every single last thing that you just mentioned. Joanne, your organization is absolutely fantastic. It's not just me saying that, it's all the people here at Winslow Arms that are involved and get involved with you folks, because all we do is it's elsewhere than here, but we hear about it here because we are together. And it's just to have those little baskets or the little gifts that were given to us. People were so happy to get those. I mean, I was thrilled, but everybody was happy to do it. And Cheryl was thrilled to be able to distribute it. She wouldn't even let me help her. It was all taken care of. Don't worry about it. I said, okay, okay, woman. It's wonderful. And the flowers that come, I mean, it's amazing. What you folks do is just wonderful. Absolutely fantastic.
Well, it brings you joy and so many others. And what we really want you to know is it brings the volunteers and us, the staff, a lot of joy to do it. So it's a reciprocal relationship. We really just love to do it. So that makes us happy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm waiting to be able to come over and start addressing mailings.
Okay. Okay, we're signing you up as a volunteer, Sheila. You're always here.
Perfect, yep.
That's great.
I
It's-
told
it's
Lynn
been
about that.
recorded.
I said, come on, get with it, woman. I want to come over and do that.
Okay. We have an impact report that's almost ready to go. We're recruiting you, okay?
Thank you, Sheila, so much for your kind words. Yes, Sheila is a part of our IVC family. Sheila and our other care receivers and our volunteers make us who we are. I was just going to quickly share too that I know Joanne had referenced our needs assessment, which we had completed last year, gave us some wonderful information. But one thing that really stood out to me was when we had some focus groups come in where we invited volunteers, our care receivers, board members, community members, partners, to come in and just share and give us some feedback, you know, on IVC and just the work that we do. And one thing that I just found to be so powerful was what really came out of our sessions with the care receivers and the volunteers about, you know, what was important to them, what, you know, how did they perceive the work that they did and the connections that they made. And they just overwhelmingly said, you know, it was the being able to connect with people in the community. So the volunteers connecting with our care receivers, the care receivers connecting with our volunteers, and just those, the friendships that are formed, the conversations that are had, that's really what people were taking away. And I think that's just like so representative of who we are. Yeah, that the heart of the work that we do. So yeah, it's really, it's such a pleasure to be a part of this all. Well, if there are no other comments, I'll go ahead and wrap up. But I want to thank everyone who's joined us to watch this today. Our phone number, again, at Island Volunteer Caregivers, if you're interested, again, either in signing up to receive services, if you're interested in volunteering, or if you just want to learn more about us and ways to support IVC, you can reach us at 206-842-4441. And again, thank you everyone for joining us. We hope to see you around town. Please come and say hello. Thank you, Joanne, for joining me today. Thank you, Sheila, so much. It's always a pleasure. And I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their day.